Hello, Vinyl community. How you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. Welcome to episode 3 of the 80s Singles Vault. I have selected 3 great tracks, all from American bands this time. Each of these songs were all top 10 hits in the US. And so let's get started with the year 1981. And we're going to play the Stray Cats and their hit Rock This Town. Came out in 1981. This is on EMI Records. You can see the label there. The B-side is actually You Can't Hurry Love. You know, the song that was made a hit by the Supremes. My recollection of Rock This Town is I don't recall if this was my introduction to the Stray Cats or if their single the Stray Cat Strut came first. I think Stray Cat Strut came first. At least that's what I think I heard first. But Rock This Town really made an impression on me. This was really my introduction into rockabilly. I had never heard anything like that before. It came out in 1981, so I would have been 9-10 years old at that time, and of course I was introduced to it by MTV. Rock This Town was a number 9 hit in the US, so you can imagine it got a lot of airplay, a lot of heavy rotation on MTV. If you recall, during that time, early 80s, mid 80s, I was real deep into MTV and watching it all the time. So, yeah, rockabilly. This was, like I said, my introduction. Stray Cats, a trio led by Brian Setzer. I had never seen a trio like this before. So you had a guy standing up playing drums, and it was really just a snare drum and a bass drum and a cymbal. And then, of course, Brian Setzer playing guitar. And then you had an upright bass player. And yeah, I'd never seen anything like that before because he actually stands on the bass. And that was all new to me, and I thought that was very cool. So this is Rock This Town by the Stray Cats. Enjoy.
Mama,
All right, so that is Rock This Town by the Stray Cats. I hope you enjoyed that. Track I always enjoyed very much. Stray Cats, a very interesting band, trio. So yeah, good one. So now let's go on to track 2. And 1984, this was the first single off of John Fogerty's Centerfield album, and it is The Old Man Down the Road. Really great song by John Fogerty. John Fogerty is hands down one of my favorite vocalists, singers. I love his pretty much yelling vocal style. I think he's great. Creedence Clearwater Revival were they're just one of my all-time favorite bands. And of course they were led by John Fogerty. So The Old Man Down the Road, this came out in 1984. It was the lead-off single off of that Centerfield album, like I mentioned. The interesting story about this song is John Fogerty was actually sued by Saul Zaentz, who headed up Fantasy Records. He sued John Fogerty for plagiarism of a Creedence Clearwater Revival song called Run Through the Jungle, written by John Fogerty. So John Fogerty was being sued about 2 songs that he had written that maybe had a similar style. So went to court and everything. It was that was really what turned John Fogerty off from playing CCR music for a while. But he won the court case. I think he went to the courtroom and he actually demonstrated the songs on guitar, and he won the case, which he should have. I mean, he wrote both songs. Why? How can someone plagiarize themselves? But The Old Man Down the Road, really good track. The music video is pretty interesting. It's the camera just following a guitar plugged into an amplifier and following the wire all throughout the video. So it's going through swamps and going down the road, and it's pretty cool. John Fogerty makes a couple appearances in the video, highlighted at the end with him playing the guitar, but I'll let you see for yourself in some of the clips of the video that I put in here. But John Fogerty, The Old Man Down the Road. Enjoy.
The old man down the road.
Okay, that was John Fogerty, The Old Man Down the Road. And I failed to mention the B-side, and when I was talking earlier, it's Big Train from Memphis. So, love John Fogerty, great track there. Okay, and to close out episode 3 of the 80s Singles Vault, pretty big 80s band, Huey Lewis and the News. And their first charting hit, I believe, Do You Believe in Love? So this copy I have here is a promo, white label promo, as you can see. So Do You Believe in Love is on both sides. Great song by Huey Lewis. Yeah, just a good song. The video is a little creepy. So it starts off with a woman sleeping in bed and Huey Lewis kind of standing over her singing this song to her. And then later on in the video, the entire band is in the bedroom. And then even later on, the entire band is in bed with the sleeping woman. So a little creepy, like I said. But the video is funny to watch. Not that it was intended to be funny. And just point out there's a lot of 80s mullet hair going on in this video. So you've been warned. This song reached number 7 on the US charts. So here is Do You Believe in Love by Huey Lewis and the News. Okay, that was Do You Believe in Love by Huey Lewis and the News. And with that, I'm going to close out episode 3 here of the 80s Singles Vault. Hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what your thoughts are of these songs, if you hadn't heard them in a while, or what you think. And I'd love to correspond down in the comments. So leave me a message down there, and I will see you in the next episode, probably a few weeks away, but I'm going to be keeping this series going for a while. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye now.